You only have one life to live, so nothing's more important than feeling as young and as vital as possible. But if you think you're aging too fast, the truth is you have the power to outsmart the clock. So let me ask the audience here, who feels older than they really are? Let me see a show of hands. Oh, a couple people here. Let me go over here. You had your hand up. Take that if you don't mind. How old do you feel? You don't have to actually tell me how old you truly are, but how old do you feel?
27, 28.
That's a good age, I think. I love to feel. So what makes you worried about how old you feel versus your true age?
Well, compared to my age, I would say stress makes me feel older than I am, and just worrying and the responsibility that kicks in after a certain threshold. So.
Right. So stress and responsibility.
Yes.
Perfect. Let me keep going. You had your hand up also?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Reluctantly.
Yeah. So I think it's because I sit and work all day in front of a computer, and I feel like my body is aging really fast because of that.
Okay. So you may not be able to control your chronological age. That's already written in stone. But you can't control your vitality age. So in order to get your vitality age younger than your chronological age, you got to think differently about what you're doing in life. So I want everyone to take a look at Camille's story. I'm sure a lot of you can relate.
I feel like a 70-year-old trapped in a 51-year-old body. I used to have tons of energy, but lately I feel like I'm dragging through life, like the wind's been taken out of my sail. I'm just like always kind of sluggish. It's not just my insides that feel old, I'm starting to feel old on the outside. Now when I look in the mirror, I see bags under my eyes, like a little sagging. I can't lose weight. I feel like my body's working against me. I go to the gym, I eat right, I try to stay active and I walk a lot, and I still feel like my scale is stuck. I feel like the light went out and that I'm not the person that I used to be. I really want to enjoy my 50s from the inside out.
So Camille, you're describing your body as something that's actually working against you.
Yes.
Let me just start to feel this change happening in your body.
About 5 years ago, my eldest daughter left for college. My mom, who lived with me for 20 years, and I was her caregiver, we moved her to Florida to have a better life. And last year, my youngest is now in college. And you go from like feeling vibrant and bright to like 5 years ago starting to have the candle flicker a little bit. And then this year, it's like I'm feeling burnt.
Use this word, candle flickering, this phrase.
Yes.
It's an interesting one. I think a lot of people can identify with it. Come on up here. I want to take you through a little voyage.
Okay.
You like reading books?
Yes, I do.
All right, so I love books too. I love everything printed. So I'm going to, if I can, explain your life in the form of a book. Because a lot of us look at aging like it's a book.
Okay.
A book about us. So for example, what do books have? They have chapters. So the first chapter in our book usually is our childhood chapter.
Yes.
Right? Cute baby, by the way. That is you, right?
Yes, that's
There's
me and my dad. My dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah, but you got mom still.
Yes, I do,
Right.
and I take care of her.
But this chapter, everyone with mom here is still gone, right? You're
Yes.
not a child anymore. In fact, you got to do your own. So let's flip it forward. Chapter 2 for most of us is our adolescence chapter. We do
Yes.
foolish things, but we do fun things.
Yeah.
Things that give great outfits, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Nice little hat there.
I used to be silent.
So all these events that again, they become part of our memories, and that's a nice thing. Then we want to get on with life. We get married.
Yes.
Right? We have a marriage chapter.
And I had a great marriage.
Yeah.
25 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll be 30 years this year.
Oh, congratulations.
So best thing I ever did, getting married.
Thank you.
And for most of us, we feel that way. Sometimes it doesn't work that way as we desire, but it is a chapter of our life. Move on past that. There's a fourth chapter, which is parenthood.
Yes.
Comes in different people sometimes. Doesn't happen at all, but it's often there.
These are my girls.
And then what happens? Then what happens?
I know. Then what's the next
Right,
chapter?
the kids are gone, and it's just a big question mark. Most of us, by this time in our life, are only halfway through our life.
Yes.
And yet, the book is done. You haven't filled the rest of the pages. And before we resign ourselves to old age, the truth is, we've got a lot of writing to do. A lot of things that matter have to fill the rest of our lives.
Yes.
And that's why I felt passionately about this, because I think a lot of us forget that reality. Your kids need you and love you, but they need you to be there for yourself.
Yes.
Not a resigned, passive, but actually fulfilled. And the question for you is, what are you going to fill those pages with?
I know.
Have you decided?
Well, I did get a promotion at work, so
Good.
that's a plus, but I'm looking to do things for myself. You know, I love painting. I love dancing and Zumba. So I do that. But
You like Zumba?
Yes, I always Zumba.
Are you doing it?
Yes, I do it.
I like that. That's right. She does it. I love that. And the reason I like that so much is because as you write these chapters, many of which will have emotional elements, your body has to be there for you.
I know.
So when you say your body's holding you back from being there,
Yeah.
well, that's a problem because you can't get that back so readily. So let's
Okay.
combine those issues. I've got a plan to help stop down aging.
Yes.
It's going to work. And it's also going to work because you're going to, by stopping down aging of your body, keep your mind intact. So come on over here. I want you to
Okay.
meet Caroline Apovian. She's a world expert in this area.
Nice to meet you. Nice to
Caroline,
meet
how
you.
does someone like Camille get their zest back for life?
So Camille, you know, we're hearing about your story.
Yes.
You can't control everything around you and everything in your life, but you know what? You can control your body. And when you rejuvenate your body, your mind and your spirit are going to follow. And so the plan that we're going to talk about is going to help your next chapter be a page turner. And that's what we want.
Good, thank you.
It's not the last chapter, it's the next chapter.
Yeah.
Many
Next
more to come.
chapter.
When we come back,
Good,
Dr.
thank
Apovian
you.
has the plan to stop aging too fast. You won't believe the simple changes you can make in your routine to get you looking and feeling younger. Stay with us. Camille says something we can all relate to. She says she feels like her light went out inside, like it's just flickering inside there. To help her and many of you, Dr. Caroline Apovian is back with her plan to stop aging too fast. Her first step is to reboot our bodies by incorporating amino acids into our diet. Why are they important and which ones do you have to focus on?
So amino acids are the building blocks of our bodies. The three most important are right here. So I'm going to build these for you. So leucine, arginine, and glutamine. Guess what? They spell out lag. So you can remember, because if you're lagging, it means you need more of these, right?
Okay.
Leucine, arginine, glutamine. Forget about the names. You know why? Because they're in the foods that we can find every day. And here they are.
She's like Carol Merrill over there. The reveals.
So when you lag, that means you need more protein, more amino acids. We find these in eggs. Eggs are wonderful things. They're building blocks. Low-fat dairy, milk, cheese, and yogurt, but even animal protein, shrimp, meat, fish, and you know what? The hero here is turkey. Turkey has a lot of arginine and also a lot of stuff that helps us with sleep, which we'll talk about next.
Yes.
But if you're a vegetarian, you find these amino acids in soybeans and lentils and other legumes. So make sure you get a lot of these during the day, hopefully at each meal, to
Okay.
prevent lag.
Okay.
All right, next up, we're going to revitalize a routine for brain health. So, Dr. Apovian, how does this help?
So your brain, very important. So as you're going through your life, if you have a routine and it's predictable, guess what? Life gets very boring.
Okay.
So you say you like to dance, Zumba, painting, do it. You know why? Because your neurons will regenerate, because when you do new things, it makes new connections and you feel wonderful. You feel a zest for life again. Make that chapter a page turner, your next
Okay.
chapter. Make
Change
it
it.
wild and crazy.
And we talked about sleep earlier, but let me just finish on this.
Yes.
We want you to actually schedule your stress.
Yes,
Because if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to get the sleep that you need. Dr. Apovian, it sounds very counterintuitive. How do you schedule stress?
Well,
Yeah.
do you sleep enough at
No,
night?
what
happens?
I wake up like 3 times a night, you know, worrying about everything, about work, my children, my mother.
So, when you're worried about this at 3 in the morning, is it going to help to work? You know what? You need your sleep. You need 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night because your cells need to rejuvenate.
Yes.
And sleep is very important. It's very restful, gets you back going. So what are you going to do? Whenever you're worried, you find yourself in the middle of the night worrying about everything,
Yeah.
schedule a time to stress about it, not when you're sleeping. Stop.
Okay.
Maybe write it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna think about this tomorrow when I have rested. And that would be a great way to try to get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night.
That would be nice.
It would be wonderful for everybody.
Thank you for sharing your story. I
thank
appreciate it.
you.
Good luck
Thank
to
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
You can get the full plan and information from all of our True Tube experts on DrOz.com, and make sure to check out Dr. Caroline Apovian's book, The Age-Defying Diet. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.